Hey, what's up everyone? GameDad here. Well, 2019 is here, and that means it is time for a game room tour. So, come with me as I show you everything that I have collected over the past few years and put into this game room. So it was hard to figure out where I wanted to start off in the game room, so I just decided I would start off with the desk. So I have a custom PC that I built down there. It's actually several years old now, and I'm hoping here in 2019 that I will be able to get a new one built. Got my big laser printer there, and as we go down, you'll see the speakers for it later on. But here we have my whole power rack. That way I can run the mixer that you guys will see shortly. So I'm running several thousand watts for a nice big PA, and it's all being controlled by a nice big mixer right here. Eventually I'm going to have every setup in here run through as a separate channel. Now as we move into the retro area, you can see I got a few sample games playing right now. Got Battletoads over on the left, I got Zaxxon in the middle, and then just the nice generic PS2 loading screen. And you can see I'm running 3 different CRTs. That way I can actually have multiple consoles all connected at the same time. So I've got a couple of little switch boxes. Here you can see my Coleco, and that is the Atari 2600 add-on module for the Coleco. Next to that I got my Intellivision, another switch. There is my Hyperkin, the Retron 77, pretty cool little console. Alright, now moving right along, here we have my NES, Super Nintendo, and then PRGE 2018, I picked up this guy right here, and that is my Sharp Twin Famicom. Thank you to John Riggs for hooking it up with this guy right here. Then we have the Super Famicom. That way I can get my import game going. Now here we have my PlayStation 1, and underneath that is my Panasonic 3DO. And pushed a little bit in the back because of the way that it connects. You can see I've got my TurboGrafx 16 right there, followed by my Magnavox Odyssey 2. Up next here is my Atari 2600, and that is the Vader edition, the all black. I do also have a Junior and a regular edition, but I like the Vader one. Then we have the Atari Jaguar and the Atari 5200, that behemoth of a console. Now up next is my Sega Saturn, followed by another pickup from John Riggs. That is my Philips CDI. And then I'm rocking the Tower of Power right here. We got the Genesis Model 2 with the CD and 32X. And here is my gold N64. I've got a couple different colors of that one. My Master System. Nice little PS2 Slim right there. And then right there is my Atari 7800. Now before we move on to the modern area, I wanted to show you guys what I do for controller and accessory storage. I have a couple of these 5-drawer filing cabinets that you can see right here. We'll go ahead and open up this one. This has got a lot of the Nintendo controllers in it. As you can see, there are a ton of different controllers. Whenever Smash for Wii U came out, I ended up getting a lot of GameCube controllers to go with those adapters, get that 8-player Smash going. And right here we have more of the miscellaneous accessories and stuff. More Nintendo, and a lot of the little cable adapters, things like that. Moving down the line, the drawer filled with all of the Sega controllers. Further down, here is the Sony drawer with a lot of the extra PS1, PS2, PS3 controllers. I've got my more miniaturized PlayStation 1 with its screen and little carry case right there. Showcased a little bit of that in my PlayStation Classic video. And then down here on the bottom, we've got the Microsoft drawer. Definitely not very filled compared to the others. A lot of the accessories I had for this were more like Rock Band kind of things. Now over on the other side of the modern setup, I have another one of those 5-drawer filing cabinets. And in this one, we've got some of just the miscellaneous stuff. So we've got the CDI controllers, TurboGrafx, got my 3DO controllers in there, a couple retro bit things. Then down here I have all my Atari controllers. So you can see we got 2600. Here's that NES style 7800 controller that I had made. Got my Jaguar controller in there, 5200 back in the back. And then I just have some other miscellaneous things like tools and stuff in the rest of the drawers. Now here is a broad overview of my modern area. So I've got the 70-inch Vizio XLED. Then on the sides right there, I have a couple of 15-inch PV main speakers with a couple of PV 18-inch subs. So really pumps out the sound whenever I really want to feel immersed in a movie or a game. Now as you can imagine, there are lots of little accessories and connectors and stuff. So up top here, got a couple of my Switch controllers and the dock. There's the 360 Connect, Xbox One Connect, a seemingly endless supply of remotes that all do various things for the different switchers. Got a dot right there. More remotes, PS4 camera, Wii and Wii U sensor bars, PS3 camera, and then I got my Retron 5 right there. Now moving down the line, there's my Xbox One X, and got both my controllers there on a charge dock. One of those controllers is that awesome Xbox Elite controller, really digging that one. Then as we move down, you can see there is my 360, Wii U, GameCube, and Wii. And then down on the bottom, got my original Xbox and my Dreamcast. Now you might wonder why consoles like that are in the modern area, and that's because slowly I have been converting everything over to HDMI. Like I have the GameCube adapter for GameCube right there to hook it up, that Eon Gaming one. And then down there I've also got the Dreamcast cable from Pound, and I also picked up another one at a recommendation of John Hancock. He recommended a much better one, and it actually works with the Elgato, so that's nice. And then eventually my PS1 and 2 are going to be over here as well, because I just picked up cables for those. Now here's a little cubby for some of my batteries, PlayStation Move controllers, PS4 controllers. Then moving down, you got the Wii U gamepad, a couple of Wii U Pro style controllers. Those are the GameStop knockoff ones. Now this seemingly cluttered cubby, I've got my PS4 AIM controller, my Astro A50s, PSVR with a PS4 Pro. Moving down, I got a PS3 Slim, nice little stack of controllers on their charger right there. And then I've got an original Fat Boy PS3 down there. That way if I want to play some of the older games on it. Now this whole modern setup is actually a custom entertainment center that I built as soon as my wife and I bought this house. I had a much bigger like 5x5 grid kind of thing before, and it wasn't built very well, did not survive the move. So I decided to build a much nicer one, and I think it came out pretty well. Now moving right along, we got some shelves in here with a few random collectibles. Up here I've got some like Lego and Mega Block kind of things. Got the original Enterprise up there, that took several months to put together. Just a few random collectibles. And something to note, I will actually be doing a giveaway here very soon because I do not need or want a lot of these collectibles anymore. I'll keep some of the rarer stuff, but for the most part I actually have a lot of collectibles that I'm just going to do a giveaway and give it all away all at once. Now we're more in the arcade area, and you can see right here I've got my Street Fighter Champion Edition, the Street Fighter 2. And then I've got a Matrix arcade, got a Donkey Kong Jr. cabinet. That was actually a full restore that I did on that one, so that was really fun. Learned a lot about that. Had to do an entire cap kit on the monitor to replace a vertical scrolling issue. Had to replace the glass, do a lot of cosmetic work to it. My first one was actually that Street Fighter cab, and that just needed a new control panel, some new vinyls and stuff, but the Donkey Kong, that needed a lot of love. Then over there in the corner I have my 2-slot Neo Geo cab, and as you can see right now it's kind of running a multi-card. I picked one of those up online. I decided I did not want to have to collect a lot of those because those kind of things take up a lot of space, as you can see with that Samurai Showdown 3 right there. They're like giant VHS tapes. And if you hear a little noise in the background, that's the annoying furnace in the back right there. And my most recent arcade machine pickup, that's Shinobi. As you can see, it needs a lot of love. So over the next few months, hopefully in 2018 I'll be able to finish it. I'll get that fully restored, just like I did with the other ones. Now, utilizing the extra space that I had up on the ceiling, you can see I hung some shelves upside down, and I was able to put a lot of the collectible boxes, some of the miscellaneous controllers, various signage, different things that I've picked up over the years. That Nintendo light was actually one of the first light memorabilia things I got. Then I got that PlayStation 1. Now, surrounding the whole modern area and the main seating area, you can see I have more of that shelving. I have lots of various boxes, all the boxes for my consoles, things like that. Some different games, special editions. There's my Odyssey 2 box. And then I actually recently picked up a second Miracle piano, and that one was in the box as well, but both of them are missing parts, so I'm hoping to be able to put all of those together and kind of Frankenstein it into a working set. Here's the other side. Got more collectibles. Over behind that Xbox sign I got a bunch of those pop figures. Now, I'm not huge into collectibles, but I will say I really do enjoy collecting the World of Nintendo figurines. So you can see I got a bunch of the 4-inch figures there, and we go down and I got a bunch more with those 2.5-inch figures. And then up there I actually have the Walmart variations, so they had a little bit different packaging. And you may have noticed this giant black bar in a couple of the other clips, and what that is actually a 128-inch projector screen, which also comes in handy with that nice big PA anytime we want to get a nice projector movie going. We like to do movie night with our girls and hang out and just be a little more immersed, get our own private theater experience. Now, as some of you may know, I actually own a martial arts school, and one of my students did some custom artwork for me. She's a very talented young artist, so she made me 4 different colors of Yoshi and free-handed and painted all of those, so definitely had to put those up in the game room. Right there we got a puzzle, a couple of collectible things. Now, to help fill out some of the wall space, over the years I've gotten various posters, and anytime you get those special Now right here I have my workspace area. Got a little workbench. Eventually I'm going to replace this. This was just in the garage whenever we bought the house, and I kept it for now. So I got a tub of repairs and stuff for upcoming videos. That's one of the upcoming videos I'll have, is that Model 2 style SNES. I picked up a couple broken ones, see if I can Frankenstein something together. My cousin got me that marquee for Magic Sword because he knew I was collecting arcade machines. And of course, I can't find the cabinet anywhere. So if you know of one in California, let me know down in the comments below. I would love to get one of those arcade machines. Now moving right along, got a couple more collectible things. Got this collectible Nintendo box. It's got different scenes around each side of it. Really like that box. Got strategy guides, various books, different game related books, things like that. Of course, you know, got a certain NES guidebook down there. Then some season DVDs. Got Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, a few Family Guy things, Metalocalypse. I don't know if you guys remember that show. That was a pretty fun show. And then I'm a huge Big Bang Theory fan, so I've got all seasons that are out on Blu-ray on Blu-ray. And then I also love playing board games. So here you can see I've got Settlers of Catan and a couple expansions with the 5 to 6 player extensions. Some board games there, a whole stack of them down there. And then moving right along, here's the shelf with all my different handhelds. So you can see right here, I've got some of my Game & Watch handhelds. There's my Game Boy, Game Boy Pockets, Colors, Advance SP. I love collecting all the different colors. My new 3DS XL. Here's my special edition Zelda. My new 2DS XL. My Game Boy Advance Micro, 2DS, 3DS, a couple of DS's. This one I actually had complete in box, so I really enjoyed that one. I got my Lynx Model 1 and 2 down there, Neo Geo Pocket Color, my Game Gear. In the corner I've got a Nomad. Then we got a Model 1 of the N-Gage, the infamous Taco. Got a Gamecom and an R-Zone, you know, super classic, amazing gaming consoles, said no one. There's my Vita, PSP. Then I got some random Tiger handhelds things down there. Got a Superboy, the original version, and a couple of Gear VRs. Now my dad was able to get me this really cool like lawyer cabinet kind of case thing whenever his work was throwing it out. So I use it as a way to display collectibles. And in here is actually some more of the collectibles I will be giving away in that giveaway. So look for an announcement on that very soon. And then here is the start of my Amiibo obsession. I have nearly a complete set. I am missing a bit, but I currently have somewhere in the neighborhood of around 150 Amiibos. There's that Detective Pikachu, the nice big guy. I don't know if you saw it up there, but got the Mega Yarn Yoshi as well. Just a ton of Amiibos. Some more random collectibles down in the next shelf. More potential giveaway items. And I don't know how it started, but eventually I started collecting shot glasses. So I've got just some cool glasses and stuff going on down there. All right, now here is the big guy itself. This is my game wall. I'm currently sitting right around 2,200 games, I believe. I haven't checked the final number in a few days. So we'll kind of take a quick look at the various consoles that I got up here. So right there on the left, I've got my Commodore 64 and my ColecoVision games, plus my Atari 7800, my Odyssey 2 games, 5200, then little section for Intellivision games. Then if you checked out my Atari collection videos, there is my Atari 2600 collection. Got a couple of homebrew Atari games up there. Got Halo 2600 and John Hancock's game. Then I have some of the Famicom Disk System games. A few other random cartridges. I got a Trash 80 game in there. There's Famicom. And then I like to do custom cases just so I can have kind of a uniform look to everything. So right there I've got Game Gear. As you can see, I still gotta make some labels for some of the Game Gear games. Then I've got all my Lynx games, Neo Geo Pocket Color, R-Zone, Gamecom. Then starts in on Game Boy Color. And that was just the first shelf. Alright, now we move on to the next shelf. Got more Game Boy Color games, moving on to Game Boy Advanced and Game Boy Advance Video. Then we move through, we get Virtual Boy, and then we start in on the DS games. Slowly dumping those ROMs, that way I can get a little game capture going. Just finished dumping these ones, that's my 3DS collection right there. Not huge, but I like it. My PSP collection. Go down to the third shelf, there's the rest of PSP. There's my tiny little PS Vita collection, TurboGrafx, 3DO, my Sega card games, Sega CD, Saturn, moving on to Dreamcast. And here we have my GameCube collection, followed up by the Wii. And moving down another shelf. Here are the Wii U games. Then all my Switch games. I don't know how that collection got so big so fast, but there it is. And my PS1 collection. Just started that series, so every Wednesday for the next few weeks. I've got my PS1 collection showcasing that. And after that, we jump into my PS2 collection. As I said, I like those custom cases, keep it all kind of uniform. There's PS2 games. Just keep moving right along. And then starts the PS3 collection and PS4. Here's another one that I don't know how it got so big so quick, but lots of excellent titles on PS4. And we start with original Xbox. Moving right along to 360. Going down again, another shelf, lots of shelves. Got more 360 games. And there's Xbox One. That'll be the next game that I stream right there. Get a little Red Dead Redemption 2 going. And then these blank cases, I have not done the covers for them yet, but that is actually my Philips CDI collection right there. And then as we move down to yet another shelf, that starts the NES collection. Lots of games in the NES collection. I think currently that is the collection that I have more games in than any other console. Down there. There's the N64 games. I was able to pick up a lot of missing titles at PRGE for N64. I think I'm sitting around half or so right now of the collection, maybe a little more. And then over here, that goes into my Sega 32X games, Super Famicom, or no, not Famicom, sorry, Master System, right there. Then the Atari Jaguar games. And then the shelf right below it, there's all the Genesis games. Moving right through. And this final shelf right here, this is all of the Super Nintendo games. So here's just another quick overview of everything you just saw. Don't mind the garage door rail. And eventually, hopefully in 2019, I will be taking a setup just like this and putting it on that wall right there. I've already measured it. Now here's just kind of a big overview of my game room as a whole. Just kind of panning through. Here's another angle panning through the whole game room. Now the main goal with the way I have everything laid out in here is I actually wanted to have a dedicated arcade area, which you see over there, a dedicated modern area and kind of a movie viewing cinematic space, the retro area, my desk for any work that I need to do, just some random collectibles, things like that, a workbench, and then of course an entire wall dedicated to nothing but games. Now, some of you may have noticed the box on top of the arcade machines, but I'm actually pretty big into VR as well. So I made sure that this whole space right here, I mean, I do various other things with the space when I'm recording different videos. I shoot all the videos in front of the game wall, but this whole space right here is actually my VR area. So I have a giant area free of everything for me to be able to do full room scale whenever I'm using the Vive. And then eventually I'll pick up an Oculus Rift, but for now I really like the Vive. Now, one thing that I actually did to ensure that I had enough power out here was I actually had an electrician come out and modify the breaker panel. And you can kind of see that conduit running, got a few junction boxes, and I actually ran dedicated circuits to each of the sections in here. So there's one section for my desk, one for the PA. I've got 2 circuits running over to the retro area, got 2 circuits in the modern area, 2 circuits in the arcade area. Then I have 2 separate circuits over here, one for appliances and then another one for the projector. And I actually, in summer of 2018, I went through with the electrician and yeah, we added 10 new circuits and 64 additional outlets. So with the exception of the Tower of Power, because it totally sucks and has massive power bricks, those stupid wall warts, every single thing in here is plugged into its own dedicated outlet and on its own separate circuit. So everything is modular. I can turn on what I want when I want it, and I don't have to be wasting power. I don't have to worry about things overloading. I just run the breaker that I want for the console or arcade machine that I want, and I'm good to go. And one final walkthrough before we go ahead and end this video, just so you guys get a feel for what it would be like to walk around in GameDad's game room. Love this big open space for the VR, especially when I have the girls out here playing, stuff like that. Got plenty of space to run around and play and crawl. The arcade machines one more time. There's that Vive box that I mentioned. And of course now the furnace is off, so that annoying background noise is gone. I've actually got some shelves right there I still got to put up. And there we go. That is the Game Room Tour 2019. Well, that is everything that is currently in my game room. I hope you guys enjoyed the tour, and if you guys noticed anything that you thought was cool, anything you think I should And while you're there, please don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons, as well as that little notification bell. That way you get an alert every time I got a new video coming out. Now, as always, I'm GameDad. I thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you later.